This is one of the coolest laptops of the year, and I partner with ASUS to show you the new ProArt PX13 GoPro edition. It's one of the most powerful laptops with this compact form factor with some neat design touches. There's updated power underneath the hood with an insane amount of unified memory. I can't wait to tell you all about it, but first you gotta see this unboxing because this collab produced one of the best unboxing experiences, but is it worth it? There's a lot to love about this collab, but then there's some things that I'm not sure about, so let's start with the design. This is such a compact laptop, it's perfect to take with you in a backpack or this awesome case that it comes in. The laptop fits perfectly in this top section and you can put all your other gear and charging brick right here, so I really like this. On the top, there's a section here that perfectly houses the GoPro Max 2 with the grip, so this will be easy to carry the combo. Even the box has foam inserts that come out and you can customize the size to fit all kinds of gear, so the box itself with the branded straps don't go to waste at all, which I think is awesome. This laptop looks very similar to last year with an all aluminum build. There's a bigger ProArt logo right here, and instead of a smooth lid, you get these grooved lines that give you an interesting texture, and there's a GoPro logo right here, which is a nice touch. The hinges are also textured, which gives it a really cool look, and the sides also show the same design hits, which gives it a rugged feel, which I think makes this laptop look unique. It's very subtle all around, even on the front of the laptop, with the nice little notch right here that makes it easy to open with one hand. And even the keyboard has some GoPro hits, the backlight is blue, and there's a GoPro key here on F8 that is a shortcut to the GoPro Player app. The details even continue on the bottom with the grips having blue specks all throughout like you see on the GoPro cameras, and you can see here there's all the branding logos that you would ever need. It's just a tad over 3 pounds, so it's really light. It feels very premium and the build quality feels very solid. It does collect a fair amount of fingerprints though because of its nano black matte finish, but it is really easy to clean, so that's a good thing. This laptop is geared towards people that will take it outside, so it's tough with mil standard 810H military grade certification, and the port selection is great as well with the proprietary charging port, full HDMI 2.1 port, which is awesome, USB-C 4.0, and a combo audio headphone jack. On the other side, you get a power button, micro SD card 4.0 slot, USB-A 3.2 port, and another USB-C 4.0 port, so that's definitely respectable. As an everyday laptop, I love that there's Windows Hello support. It's so easy to get into the laptop securely. The display is a 13.3-inch 3K ASUS Lumina OLED and looks really sharp. It's vibrant and it's color accurate with a 16:10 aspect ratio, so if you're a content creator or consume a lot of content, this is going to be great for you. And yes, it is a touchscreen, so that's a bonus because this is a full convertible laptop, so you can use this as a tablet with full ASUS Pen 3.0 support. So if you like to storyboard or write your creative tasks down, or if you're an artist, this is a nice thing to have wherever you go. You can lay it completely flat in presentation mode if you need, but I think a lot of people will use it in tent mode. This is the best way to watch videos and to play games. The hinge really stands out because it doesn't feel soft or flimsy at all. It has a good amount of resistance on it, and it also stays rigid no matter what angle that you have it. So this is one of the best hinges that I've tested, and it really stands out. The display has 500 nits of peak brightness, so it looks fantastic indoors, but it isn't the brightest display outside, so that is something that I thought I would point out. And while it's not a deal breaker for me, this is unfortunately a 60 Hz panel, so if you're coming from a faster refresh laptop, then you're gonna notice it, but if you're coming from an older laptop or something like a MacBook Air, then you won't notice it at all. So 120 Hz display would have been the icing on the cake on this one. The keyboard, however, is fantastic. It has tons of travel and it doesn't feel mushy. The tactility is just right in my opinion, so I like this keyboard a lot. This smooth precision trackpad is spacious and it works really well. It's not haptic, but it feels nice and clicky and it's very responsive. Like the other ProArt models that you've seen, you will see the ASUS dial pad. It's one of my favorite hardware features. Just swipe diagonally from the right upper side and you will activate it. This can be customized for anything, so you can use this dial for system settings like volume or brightness, but most importantly, you can use this for creative apps like Premiere Pro and Photoshop. You can scrub through the timeline with it and more, so I think a lot of creative professionals will love this. Rounding out the hardware is the webcam, which is full HD and is infrared based for Windows Hello support, and here's an example of what it looks and sounds like. This is what the front-facing camera looks like, and this audio is from the internal microphone. So let me know what you think. The ASUS ProArt PX13 this year is powered by the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 processor, which is a 16-core processor, and it boosts up to 5.1 gigahertz, so the power is there. Here are some benchmarks so you know what to expect from this processor. The single-core score performance is decent, but it's definitely up there when it comes to multitasking power. If you're taking advantage of AI for your workflow, the AMD XDNA NPU provides up to 50 TOPS, so you can expect Adobe Firefly and generative AI programs to run smoothly on this laptop. I think the biggest change this year is integrated graphics versus the dedicated graphics that was offered last year, but this has some serious advantages. First, the laptop runs very quiet on daily usage, but even when you're gaming or it's under full load, you can definitely hear the fans, but it's not bad at all. The heat dissipation is also great. It only gets warm on the bottom and most of the air is kicked out by the two fans on the side. It doesn't have vapor chamber cooling, but I found this machine to manage thermals well. I tested gaming on my lap, and while it did get a little warm, it wasn't uncomfortable at all. So that is a feat for a machine this compact. If you want to know how this machine stacks up for creative apps, here's the Puget benchmark score for Photoshop, the Puget benchmark score for Premiere Pro, and here is the benchmark for DaVinci Resolve. So if you're a video creator or a content creator, you're going to have no problem at all with this. The huge thing about this year's model is that you can configure it up to 128 gigabytes of unified memory, which I have here. So if you're running large LLMs or coding or even doing some gaming, you can allocate up to 96 gigabytes of RAM towards VRAM, which is incredible. So you have this advantage over the dedicated GPU that was offered last year. Buying a GoPro collab laptops gives you a few things: a 1-year GoPro Premium Plus subscription offer, a 3-month Adobe Creative Cloud membership, and also a 1-month free trial of Microsoft 365, which sweetens the deal a little bit because this laptop is not cheap. But if you have a GoPro camera, or if you're a fan of their GoPro Max 2 AK360 camera like I am, then this laptop is going to be the perfect complement to that. Besides the obvious design hits and branding, the keyboard has a direct shortcut to the GoPro player, but the way that I've been testing the AK360 GoPro footage is through the ASUS StoryCube app. This makes it so easy to import and look through what you capture that day. You can link your GoPro account directly in StoryCube, so you can download the footage right here, which makes it so convenient. You can play back 360 footage and look back at everything. I was cooking here at mini basketball, but it's so neat how you can capture just everything around you without doing anything different. So easy to use, just hit record and record in 8K. Every time I pick this up, I get reminded of how I should be using it more. It's a really cool camera to capture your vacation or your adventures. So I know a lot of you have the same question: without a dedicated GPU, can you actually game on this? And the answer is yes. And I was so surprised at the performance with this integrated GPU. With Street Fighter 6, I know it's not the most graphically intensive game, but it's running at full resolution and it's looking silky smooth at 60 frames per second, as it should. But I wanted to test it unplugged, and this is still running at full resolution. It's just a tad choppier at times, but totally playable. So if you wanted to do some casual gaming on the plane, you can totally do that. Doom: The Dark Ages was also playable with no tweaks, set at about 40 to 50 frames per second at 1080p, and I think you can enjoy the game just like this. But when I gave the system max VRAM, I saw a bump up in performance to a solid 60 frames per second constant. So if you do this, you will definitely get a better gaming experience. The game looks incredible on this display, by the way, since it's matching up to the refresh rate perfectly. I was surprised just how well Arc Raiders played. The frame rate was between 100 and 120 frames per second, so you will be able to play some of these newer titles with no problem. Frame generation was on for this one, but playing it at full resolution, so that is impressive in my opinion. Battlefield 6 was definitely playable at a constant 60 frames per second, so if you're a fan of shooters, this might not be the most optimal way to play this game, but you can definitely make this work. I was surprised just how constant the frame rate was, and Borderlands 4 was the same. Solid 60 frames per second, running at high resolution, so don't be afraid of the integrated graphics. The AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 processor is capable all around for content creation and gaming. Few things before I wrap up. The back is really easy to remove. You can see the two large fans here to keep this system cool. There is a replaceable Wi-Fi 7 card. There's just one drive slot here, and the spec that I have is with 1 terabyte of storage with respectable speeds. But I believe 2 terabytes is the highest that you can go if you want to replace your storage for more. Right below that is the 73 watt-hour battery, which is very good for this chassis size. From my usage, you're gonna get about 5 hours of mixed use, but if you're editing a lot of video, if you're playing a lot of games, then you're definitely gonna wanna keep that charger near. but they make it really easy to carry in this included hard case. So there it is, the ASUS PX13 GoPro edition for 2026. I think for a laptop this portable, this is one of the most powerful options that you can choose right now. If you're a fan of GoPro or you want a more focused, ruggedized version of the PX13, then I think this is a go. But the launch price is a little steep at $3,000, so make sure you check the links down below and check current pricing because you never know when these will go on sale. I love the build, the screen is gorgeous, and you have plenty of ports, and the accessories included are actually useful. There are only a few things that I think could be improved to make this the perfect laptop. First is the 60Hz display. A 120Hz display would have taken this to the next level. And the second one are the bottom firing speakers. I mean, they're not bad whatsoever, but they are exactly what you would expect out of bottom firing speakers. But overall, this is a very solid laptop with a really cool design. It is versatile and powerful enough for content creators, casual gamers, and everyday computing, all in this light and compact form factor. So let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you want it? Let me know in the comment section below. And if this video helped you in any way, then hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for a lot more laptop videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one.